I wanted somehow a body of water to appear by magic, with no effort and without removing part of my garden. And when I first saw the endless pool, I realized that was it. What this pool does for me is allow me to swim. And swimming is my love of life. I swim wherever there's water to get in. And I've always been that way. I've always wanted a pool ever since I was very small. And it was my dream to have a pool. And we almost put in a pool that would fit in the garden and wouldn't decimate my garden too much. And it was going to be 5 feet wide and 30 feet long. And then I went and tried somebody's, and I went back and forth, and that's just so deadly dull.
If I had to go to a gym and take an hour or 2 hours a day, I would never do that.
I was traveling and just found myself in an Olympic pool and kept getting annoyed because I'd have to turn around every few minutes.
You know, you can't get to the pool when the pool's open. It's great.
I've sighted the pool so that I can see see downtown, see the clouds going by, the fog coming in. It's all part of the experience. It isn't just exercise for me. Change the rate of flow, and you swim fast, you slow it down, you swim on your back, you turn it almost off and kind of float up and look at the clouds going by. It is as if I was really swimming in a real body of water.
Yes, I was in the Olympics a long time ago. Thought it was neat. I was excited actually to try it. It's first time. It's very exciting. That would be great if it's in your basement. Run downstairs, turn it on, you're there, you know. It's great with kids, too. It's like having a treadmill in your basement, you know, for runners. This would be great for swimmers.
I have been the proud owner of an endless pool for quite a few years now. Both my wife and I use the pool several times a week. It's handy, it's instantly ready for us. It just takes moments to get in and get out, as compared with having to go to any other facility.
With us, location for the pool was not a choice. We wanted a place where the pool wouldn't get dirty from leaves and other kinds of debris. And we actually had a 3-car garage, of which the door is only 2 sides of it. So the garage is heated, and so we ended up putting it above ground in the garage and installing it there, which made the installation fairly easy because they were able to deliver the materials just right into the garage. And even if it was raining outside, we could install the pool.
The idea of doing a swimming pool that was only 2,500 gallons and that took up a small footprint on the land seemed to me responsible, the only responsible way to have a pool in this condition.
The installation process for the pool took us, the two of us, my wife and I, about 3 days, and we had it up and running the 4th day.
And so I would come home and find things just amazingly done in 2 weekends. It just grew in front of my very eyes. And it was just, that was a great surprise, I think, to all of us, because we sort of disbelieved the line that it could be easily done in 2 weekends by 2 adults. But indeed it can, and it cost us nothing. Nothing. It's quite a large garden for a small city. I am a plantaholic. There's virtually no square inch that doesn't have a plant in it. It's a creativity thing that you make plant combinations happen that are pleasing, and it's just a very gratifying, enriching experience. And tiring. That's why you have to swim afterwards.
Kids had fun. They loved playing with the current and being pushed along and all the antics that go along with that. It was really neat.
Oh yeah, certainly. It's the best thing around.
The swimming pool was my idea. I've got arthritis in my knees, and I have always wanted a swimming pool here in Berkeley, but frankly, it's too cold most of the year, and I wanted to swim year-round. And it's fit perfectly into this nice little corner of this exercise room. And I swim every day. It's the first thing I do in the morning. I get up and come down and swim for half an hour. I do a couple of things. I swim with a snorkel and goggles. That really enables me to swim for a straight half hour, just out flat, so I really get the maximum cardiovascular benefit as well. As a woman of a certain age, as we say, I don't have as much upper body strength, and so I've bought some mitts that are used for training of athletes that you can slip weights into the fingers, and then I use them. I do mostly the crawl, so again, I get enhanced the aerobic exercise.
It didn't seem to offer anything more than endless pool, and it seemed to cost a great deal more money. I've been very happy with the endless pool.
And I have 2 or 3 neighbors with pools, and they're constantly dithering with them, checking all sorts of things, and having things done to it by professionals. And I don't do anything.
A jet creates a bubbly kind of thing, and you get a mouthful of bubbles. And if you care to swim at all, you can't do it in a jet. You got to do it against, well, like a river or a current. And it's nice to have a river like this where you can control the speed of it. You know, I wouldn't be here if I were dissatisfied, but I want to go beyond what you normally could say about that. They have been good, not just with me, but I know with other people who bought the endless pool. I mean, I think it's remarkable. It'd be in a lot of people's self-interest to treat their customers well, and they don't necessarily do it. The endless pool guys, they do it.
We did get our pool made about 18 inches deeper. We like it. It comes a little more chest height, and I can do more things, I think, with the pool, including the water walking, and that was one of the reasons why we had it done deeper. And that's a very good kind of exercise.
I am now going to be, well, 79 years old. And I feel like I was about 59 years old, and I attribute a lot of it to the fact that I swim about 3 or 4 days a week. It is not only beneficial to my health, it is genuinely life-saving. Because if you use an endless pool as I do, 20 minutes a day, swim, get a little energized, get the blood circulating, you get less colds, you get less disease. It has truly been something that has kept me flexible and young.
It's a sensual thing. Mostly it's very relaxing.
My dog will not go in it. He will stare at it, he will bark at it. When I go swimming, he runs around it in a circle very fast, barking, very happy.
I'd love one. I'd love one in my basement. Nice and small, compact.
It was great. Not at all what I expected.
For therapy, marvelous.
Because if you're alive and you feel vibrant and you feel that you can do anything you want to do, that's living. The endless pool genuinely contributes to that feeling of well-being.
So I saw this ad in this magazine, an airline magazine, and I called and said, I've got to have a pool. I felt like I could do a lot more with my time if I had an extra hour, an hour and a half a day. A regular pool, first of all, you have turns that you have to concentrate on. Here, it's endless. You're swimming in place, which is a great opportunity to be able to work on your stroke technique and work on the mechanics of the stroke.
I feel I'm as fit as I was when I was ski racing. The endless pool has a wide variety of uses. It not only can be used, of course, for swimming, but it can be used for the vertical exercise that I do. The kids can use it. It's so many of the exercise products out there have one use and one use only.
For example, my wife is not a proficient swimmer, and she loves this because it's constant swimming.
My business was taking off, and I was really struggling with all of the public pools that I had to use. The scheduling conflicts were just becoming so great, and I was so frustrated, and yet my husband knew how much I loved what I did. He also was having back trouble at the time, and he couldn't walk across the kitchen, which was about 12 feet. So the pool is something that he will need to use forever. 2 weeks ago, he ran a marathon, and he's now fully recovered, but a lot of it has to do with his pool workout.
Stroke technique is critical because in an endless pool, it's so easy to be able to watch technique. You're on top of the person watching their technique. They're not moving and you're not moving, so you're not having to take your eye off the swimmer. And because they're swimming in place, you can actually watch the technique from yourself. If you have a mirror in the bottom pool like we do, we have an underwater mirror, you can actually see the manipulation of the water, the different sculling and the different motions underneath the water. It's very important to remember you have that S-type pattern in the water. You can see that perfect in an endless pool because you're stationary. And because you're stationary and you're swimming against this current, you're able to adapt your type of style to the kind of stroke that you need to have. I do a lot of great kicking drills in my pool. When I get a kickboard, I get a great workout, a great burning workout with my legs with a kickboard. In fact, of my 45 minutes, I probably spend at least 15 minutes just kicking because I really like the effect. One of the things you don't want to do when you're kicking is to have your feet break the surface of the water, and you can become a little bit lazy in a regular lap pool because your feet can tend to leave the water. And once they start slapping the water, it's like a propeller putting it on top of the water. It's not going to do you any good. An endless pool kind of forces you to kick more and keeps your kick more in a streamlined position. Sometimes I'll use the bar as a stationary position without the current itself. Sometimes I won't even turn the current on, and I can do some kicking just like this. A lot of times when I'm helping my wife or my children with their kick, I'll have them, instead of using the kickboard, just grab the bar, and I can show them exactly what I want done with their kick. It's better with a kickboard, but I do use the bar sometimes, and my wife uses the bar a lot when she's doing water aerobics with her legs. You know, I'm not a water aerobic person, but my wife does a lot of stuff with her legs, and she does it off the bar. My wife was a water aerobics instructor when we lived in Hawaii. this pool is perfect because you can see up to me, I'm 6'1", so it's deep enough for my wife, who's like 5'5", to be able to get underneath the water and do the types of exercises that she loves doing. In fact, she can do a full weight type workout in the water.
When I get in the pool, people say, isn't that boring? It's not, because when I get in the pool, I start literally floating away. My mind, I'm getting the same high that I get running on land. I'm solving the day's problems. I'm solving, all my kids' schedules, everything.
The speed of the current is perfect for me. It can't get any faster. I wouldn't want it any faster. And I've gone pretty fast in my life, and I don't need it any faster. If I've got it at top speed up around 1,500 PSIs, I feel like I'm going about minute pace, and that's fast. Nobody's going to be going minute pace. I don't know if it really is that fast, but it sure feels that fast. I know what a minute feels like when I'm swimming a 100-yard freestyle. The size is perfect. It's perfect. It's not too wide, not too narrow. I've been in the flume in Colorado Springs, and I feel like I'm claustrophobic in there. Because I feel like my stroke is like this instead of more free and loose and relaxed, where you should be, especially in a freestyle stroke. I can do butterfly if I want to. I can do breaststroke. I can do all 4 strokes without touching or hitting anything. Yet it's narrow enough to, if I want to stop or if I want to have just take a break, I can slip over to the side and sit down. And it's wide enough to whereas I can swim and my kids can be sitting on the side of the pool. And when I first thought about getting it, I worried about that. I thought, well, how am I going to swim and still have my children in there enjoying it? I'm swimming while they're in the pool. They're just along the sides, which is where they're at anyway. And all 3 of them get in the pool and you turn the current on and they just think it's great. I like the pool warm. I keep mine about 86, 87 degrees, and a lot of people would think that's way too warm. They like the water warm, and they stay in it a long time. I have to kick them out when I'm in there. Okay, kids, it's been an hour and a half. We're waterlogged. It's time to get out.
It has been an added benefit because since I started all of this water exercise, I never think about my weight. And when I do go to the doctors once a year, I'm the same weight or a few pounds less. Some people say, oh, it's boring just to run in a pool, but not if you're a runner, because running in the water, you get the same high that you do running on land. In 1 hour, every movement I make forward, I also make in reverse. I'm always pushing 11 times the resistance that I would be if I were on land, because water is 11 times more resistant than air. Oftentimes people will watch me in the pool and they'll say, well, that's fine for you, you're an Olympic athlete. But I couldn't begin to do that. And I'll say, try it.
5 minutes in an endless pool what I would have to do in an hour and 15 minutes in a regular lap pool.